This is a semi-controlled converter, because here out of 4 switches, 2 switches are controlled switches and remaining 2 are uncontrolled switches, which means we can say this is a semi-controlled or half controlled converter. Okay, now I want to change this resistance load into RLE load, because RLE load represents DC motor load. So ఒక DC motor ని మనం సిములింక్ లో చూపించాలి అంటే RLE లోడ్ రిప్రజెంటేషన్ తో చూపిస్తాం. సో ఇక్కడ RL లోడ్ కనెక్ట్ చేసాను. నౌ ఐ యామ్ గోయింగ్ టు టేక్ a battery DC source, so that can be taken from a SimPower Systems toolbox. In some power systems toolbox, you will have electrical sources tools. In these electrical sources, you can choose a DC voltage source, because here we are using a DC motor and the back EMF of this motor will be a DC value. So simply I'm taking a DC source so I'm adding this DC source in series with this RL load, so that now this is our motor load. This is our motor representation. Any of the motor, you can say any of the motor, whether it is a separately excited DC motor or series motor, no worries, because the effective resistance and the inductance values will be changed. If it is series motor, then shunt resistance plus series resistance will be added to the total resistance value. If it is similarly in the case of inductance also. So for both the motors, this representation is same. Okay, whether it is series motor or shunt motor, this representation is same. And here this is the pulse generator. We can control the alpha angle from this block. So initially we'll check for 30 degrees of alpha angle. Okay, so at 30 degrees of alpha, how the output waveforms will look like? We know already, we have seen the theoretical as well as operating waveforms of this converter theoretically. So now we will verify the same waveforms in a simulation environment. Okay, so I want to simulate this for 3 cycles. So that the simulation is running now. Okay, the simulation is running. You can see here. Yes, now the simulation is completed, and here the value of back EMF I have taken as 100 volts. The back EMF value is 100 volts and the input is 230 volts. So the simulation is completed. Now you can observe the waveforms here. These are the waveforms. This is for a discontinuous conduction mode. Why? Because this is this waveform is our input, single phase input supply, which is a sinusoidal wave. I have considered for 3 cycles. So this is first cycle, this is second cycle, and this is third cycle. Okay, and this is our output voltage waveform. This is our output voltage waveform. You can observe here a value where the output voltage is at 100 volts. Okay, so this is 100 volts because the back EMF is 100 volts. So this is because this is happening because of a discontinuous mode of operation. You can see this is current waveform, output load current. You can observe it is 0 degrees for a while. Sorry, it is at 0 amperes for a while because it is discontinuous operation. But according to our theory, we don't have any discontinuous mode of operation, so we have to make this converter continuous conduction mode. So I want to change the values so that this converter work under continuous conduction mode. Whether it is discontinuous conduction mode, then you can find this type of output voltage and this type of current. Here the current comes to 0 in discontinuous conduction mode. Where in continuous conduction mode it won't be 0. So now let's see the continuous conduction mode of operation. So for that I want to change this EB. I will decrease this EB to 50 volts. Similarly, I'll increase the inductance value so that for higher values of inductance, the current will be continuous. So previously I have used 2 millihenries. Now I have used 5 millihenries. Let's see now the current will be in continuous or not. Okay, now the simulation is completed. And now you can observe here the first one, this is input sinusoidal supply. Okay, so this is input V, what we can call a VA or V or E, like that. So this is input sinusoidal supply. This is for 3 cycles, and this is output, which is V naught, or you can say E naught. So you can observe here, you can see here it is comes to 0 at this point. Here the alpha is 30 degrees, so that is the reason why from 180 to 180 plus 30 it is at 0 position, because in this position the freewheeling diode will conduct. This is freewheeling conduction duration, and this is thyristor T1 duration, and this region belongs to thyristor T2 duration. Thyristor T2 along with the diode D2 according to our operation. This is thyristor T1 along with the diode D1, because this is semi-controlled converter, right? So thyristor T1 D1 will conduct at the time. This is the output voltage, which is V naught, and during this duration freewheeling diode will conduct. So that is the reason when the freewheeling is in conduction, then the motor terminals will be shorted. Shorted means the voltage is 0. Okay, and this is continuous conduction mode. You can observe this I naught curve. This is the I naught curve. This is 0 line. You can observe it is not touching 0 anywhere. Anywhere it is not coming to 0, which means this is continuous conduction operation. These are the theoretical waveforms what we have seen for full semi converter. I'll show you. Full semi, right? So now you can see this is the voltage waveform and this is the current waveform. Here this current waveform having less ripple. However, that ripple completely depends upon the inductance value. Here in our converter, the current ripple is more because the inductance value is less. So that is the reason why the current ripple is more. So you can see the same output voltage as we have seen in the theory, and this is the same current, load current, as similar to the theory. Okay, now you can observe, and this is the theoretical. This is the load voltage. This is the load current, and this is supply sinusoidal supply voltage, and the same thing you can see in a simulation also. Okay, so this is for continuous conduction operation. However, discontinuous conduction mode is not in our syllabus, so I have just skipped that theory part also. So this is continuous conduction operation. This continuous and discontinuous operation can be determined based on the current waveform. If the current comes to 0, then it will become discontinuous mode. When the current is not coming to 0, then it will be continuous conduction mode. Okay, so this is for single phase semi controlled converter, and we can do the same for the single phase full controlled converter also. Single phase full controlled converter also we can do the same thing. Let's see how it will be. I'm clearing all the drawings here. Okay, right. I'm closing single phase, this one. Okay. Let's see a single phase full controlled converter with RLE load. So for RLE load, we can add a battery here for back EMF to represent. Battery represents the back EMF here. So I'm adding a battery here. Okay, and connect them properly like this, like this. So this is our DC motor load now. Okay, and here it is a full controlled converter, because you can see we are having 4 switches, and all the 4 switches are controlled switches. So that is the reason why it is fully controlled converter. Okay, now here also the alpha angle we can control. We can change the alpha. Here also I am taking 30 degrees, or you can choose any of the angle, no problem. So I'll show you for 2 alpha angles. So for 230s I have, and similarly the inductance value we should take the high value. So here I have considered 10 millihenries in order to show the less ripple in the current, right? And the DC voltage source value, I have this back EMF value. I'm going to take 50 volts, right? Now we just simulate it. Simulation is done, and verify the waveforms. Now you can see I told you that a full wave converter operates in a rectification mode as well as inversion mode. That is because of the inductance effect. Here the inductance value is high, so that is the reason why this is 0. This is 0 line. You can see the peak, negative peak, and its magnitude. It is around minus 200 volts. This is because of higher value of inductance. If you increase the inductance value, then the negative peak effect will be, or the negative peak magnitude or the negative peak region will be more. That negative peak is due to the inductance value, right? So that is happening because of the inductor. Okay, and this is our input voltage or supply voltage, which is sinusoidal. I have shown it for 3 cycles. This is first cycle, and this is second cycle, and this is third cycle. And this waveform is our output voltage or average voltage, which is given to the motor. And this one, and here we have considered 30 degrees phase delay. So this is the 30-degree phase delay, and you can see here this is the current waveform. Previously the current ripple is very high because in the present situation I have increased the inductance value, so that is the reason why the current ripple value is minimized. So this current ripple depends upon the inductance value, and this is the current waveform for continuous conduction mode. Okay, the same we have seen in the theory also for full controlled. So this is full controlled converter. Now you can see this is our output voltage. You can clearly see here, this is our output voltage, and this is our load current or output current. You can see this is the waveform. Okay, this is our supply voltage, and so you can clearly see the waveforms which is very similar to our theoretical. The simulation waveforms are very similar to our theoretical. Okay, thank you.